She has served on the education committee, staff interview committees, and various programs and committees. She has co-chaired events, and as you heard from Tom, she is currently co-chair of this year's gala honoring Amy Geboff and Tracy Levy. Stacy was previously a board member of the Gottlieb Jewish Academy and is a graduate of the Bornstein Leadership Program. In her professional life, Stacy is a public school principal in Volusia County. Stacy is married to Daniel, and they have two wonderful children, a daughter Emma, who is a junior in college, and a son Benjamin, who is a junior in high school. Both Emma and Benjamin have a deep connection to Judaism and COS, and Benjamin continues to be an incredible role model to our youth as a Madrid and through his involvement in USY. When not volunteering, working, or spending time with family, you can find Stacy playing Maj, reading, traveling, or watching Netflix. Based on the information that I've presented, I move that Stacy Gottlieb be elected Executive Vice President of the Board of Trustees of Congregation Ohev Shalom for the remainder of the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Do I have a second? Mark Schenkel, second. Are there any questions or discussion?
Can you hear me? I have two questions. One, what happens to her position as vice president of whatever she is, of executive youth and family? Does this mean that she'll be the president of the congregation next year?
Both good questions. The first question, what happens to the role Stacy currently holds as Vice President of Youth and Family Education? And the answer is she will continue to do that as well. The decision really has been made that she can carry on both positions. I missed that. Sorry. She can carry on both positions. There are different meeting schedules, different time commitments that are involved, and it should not be a problem. In fact, she has been acting in an executive VP role without voting as such or without participating in decisions as such for the last several months, so that we could essentially groom her to fill the role upon her election by the congregation, assuming that happens. As to will she become president next year, the answer to that is no. The thought is, well, as many of you know, that the typical move towards president is you spend some time in various roles, you spend 2 years as executive vice president, and then historically that individual moves on to president. Well, we want Stacy to have the opportunity to have 2 years as executive vice president. So this will be considered her first year. Next year, and of course this depends on the nominating committee asking her to continue in that role, Stacy agreeing to continue in that role, and the congregation electing her to that role, the expectation is that she would then be the executive vice president in the next fiscal year. That begs the question, who is going to be the president? The nominating committee discussed this and determined that we needed somebody who had experience in the role to take on that 1 year period to work with Stacy. They asked me if I would agree to do it if my name was put forward. I said I would. So assuming the nominating committee still feels that way come January, and assuming I still feel that way, and assuming y'all vote that way, then I will be the president for that 1 year while Stacy completes her second year as executive vice president. Good point. One of the exciting things about moving Stacy into this role and the timing of that is she will be retiring from her job occupation occupation as a principal. So in the year that she becomes president, she will be able to devote a lot of time to congregational shalom. Any other questions? All right, do you want to do a? Okay. Okay, Tracy, do you want to explain how you want to do that?
So instead of having the papers and us having to count, we're gonna do a hand vote. So everybody who received proxies, do me a favor and please cut them in half, the number that you have, and return to me the proxy forms with no vote, empty, so we can just reuse that. But for this vote, if everybody will raise their hand when we ask in favor, opposed, abstain, and based on the number of proxies, I'd like you to, if it's just your vote, hold up a 1. If you have 1 proxy, hold up a 2. And if you have 2 proxies, hold up a 3 at the time of what you're voting. Return it. Return the unused piece or pieces of paper if you haven't folded them into little pieces.
Okay, so the motion, I can't see it. But you can. So the motion on the floor is what's on the screen. Those that are in favor of the motion, as it is written, please hold up either 1, 2, or 3 fingers, depending on how many proxies you have. And again, if it's just you, it's 1 person. If you have 1 proxy, you're holding up yourself and the other person. If you have 2 proxies, then you're holding up 3 fingers. Thank you. If there is anyone who is against the motion as it is written up here, if you would please raise your hand so that we can count. Same format, 1, 2, or 3. And is there anybody abstaining? Marcy has 0, so 6 abstentions. The motion passes. And Tracy is doing her running thing to go get Stacy and bring her back in the room. Tracy also has the clicker for the next part, so we'll just hang tight until she finds Stacy. Here she is. Tracy, Stacy. 8506.